Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between and off the spectrum. My name is Prince Katsune, and today I'm back with another episode of Invincible Season 3. Now, last time we saw a big fight between our boy Mark and our man Cecil. I guess he is a man, but is he our man? I don't know. Now, what I've learned after watching this episode is that there's this big debate going on about who's in the right, who's in the wrong on social media and stuff like that. I feel like I spent a little bit more time talking about Mark's mistakes as opposed to Cecil's, mostly just because Cecil's reputation precedes him, and that's kind of why I felt like at least a little bit the Mark was overreacting, because at the end of the day, this is not something that Cecil hasn't done before. You know, it's not new, but since Mark has such a personal connection to Rick and the whole Sinclair thing, I think that really did rub him the wrong way, especially because Darkwing's killing people crossed the exact line that Mark himself has really been struggling to reconcile. So I wanted to just make it clear that I'm not siding with Cecil or anything. I do feel like I talked about his perspective a little bit more, partially because the episode was more centered around Cecil. And I also don't want to make it seem like I just don't care about people getting murdered or bad people being given second chances. But ultimately, the reality is things like this happen in real life all the time, where people get accused of bad things or get outed as having done bad things, get away with it, still reintegrate into society, and people just kind of like let them live. So this is a very real thing that happens all the time. Nobody likes it, or at least I certainly don't like it, but I recognize that it happens, right? And I think a lot of the disconnect with me and Mark just kind of comes from the fact that I'm a little bit older. I've seen a lot of this stuff before. I'm not surprised by any of it, whereas Mark is still young, relatively impressionable, but also very idealistic, right? Which we all are when we're 19. I was the same way, right? And a lot of times when I am watching this show, I do feel like I'm watching a younger version of myself when I watch Mark make mistakes. But really what I'm getting at here is that both characters are well within their lines that have been established, right, in their character dynamics before. Both of them are acting completely in character, and that's okay, right? Both of them are right in some ways and wrong in some other ways, and that's okay. Ultimately, it's a television show. Characters are flawed, and relationships are dynamic, right? I'm here to celebrate that, not necessarily to take sides, not necessarily to make anyone feel like their perspective is important. But I think that's what Mark is lacking a little bit. He is lacking a little bit of Cecil's perspective, and he's not listening, right? And Cecil's not listening to Mark either, but we kind of already knew that he was going to. Cecil's been a little bit more consistent about that. I do still think that Mark kind of started it, and they both escalated it in different ways. Obviously, Cecil putting a device in Mark's head to nerf him, not cool. I hope I made that clear that I do not think that was cool in any way, shape, or form. But hey, I still haven't edited that video, so I don't know like what I'm leaving in and what I'm taking out. I'm editing it soon. I'm just trying to get through all of these episodes as quick as I can. Apologize. The first 3 episodes, since they came up all at once, are going to have a bit of a weird release schedule. Hopefully I can find a weekly release schedule with all the episodes as they come out every week. But these first few are going to be a little bit all over the place, so I apologize in advance. I hope I can catch up quickly so that I can get these out when the new episodes are coming out, right? Anyway, thank you for dealing with the awkwardness. Before we get into the episode, I just want to remind you to hit the buttons for me. You know the ones, the YouTube buttons, like button, comment button, subscribe button, bell as well, if you want notifications when I upload or do anything. Okay? I appreciate it a lot. Let's just jump into the episode. Let's see what's going to happen next.
Do you think I should help this Titan guy out? But whatever you told that
Oh,
kid,
God.
get him on your
Titan's coming back. All right, we're back. Why are we at a bank? Oh, is it getting broken into? I was about to say that's probably why, right? It's interesting that we don't get to hear any of this, right? We just get to witness it. It's all visual storytelling, right? No audio. But you get all the information that you need to have, right? It's all pretty straightforward. This is a cool creative choice. I like it. I think we often like show these things as like being cool and badass and like all this action and stuff. But like the things that lead people to do stuff like this are often rather heartbreaking. And I like that, by the way, that we just had that little moment of the guy feeling bad for the kid, that he put the kid in this scenario, right? Because this kind of shows that people that are in these types of positions are often forced into it by things outside of their control, right? It's usually some sort of financial burden or, you know, just systemic failure that causes people to become desperate enough to commit certain crimes, right? And now he's just going to get his shit kicked in by Bulletproof. So that sucks. Yeah, well, in the world like this, you got to know that that's a possibility. Where's this going? Down an alley, someone's hiding in the trash? And they made it out, I guess. Oh, shit. Okay. I did not expect that. Yeah, see, exactly what I was talking about, right? Stacking up bills that they can't pay. Oh my God, that's a thing? Yeah, I think they're together. Yeah, okay. Greasy spoon, that's funny. Yeah, this is what happens when you try to get an honest job, though. You get recognized as the guy that tried to attempt to rob a place, right? You are still technically criminals. I'm rooting for these guys, though. They're trying to go straight, you know? Rent increase, yep. Oh, love me a good rent increase. It depends, though, because usually, like, it happens yearly. Usually it's just like, oh, there's a certain amount of rent increase you could do a year. And, of course, every place is going to just do that, take advantage of it. Kind of shitty. Sometimes, I mean, it happens every year on the year, at least for me. Should I be talking about my rental situation? No, it's pretty common where I live. It's like the standard. It might not be the standard everywhere, though. So even though you have the opportunity to plan it, like, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. If you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. Uh-oh. Complaining about his orders? Ah. Gotta cook everything faster? Yeah. Probably overtuned it a little bit. Yeah. Of course he's gonna stand up for him. Yeah, and they got fired. Yeah, this is, like, tragic. This is still going, too. This has been going on forever. They're gonna rob the bank again? No. No, no, no. We're not doing that. What else can they do? Oh, that's fucking sad. They're sharing a can of beans. Their plants are dying because they can't afford to water it, feed it. Mm-hmm. Who is that? I know who that's from. Oh, never mind. At least they have each other. This is way too real. Now they're desperate, right? And this is exactly what I was saying. Right before they showed us all of this, I was like, well, you know, people get pushed to do desperate things like this, commit certain crimes, specifically when it comes to achieving money, because of life circumstances, right? That for the most part are outside of their control. And we rarely see things from this perspective, right? Especially in superhero movies and stuff like that, right? Because in superhero media, there are so many just like faceless, often nameless bad guys who like do just generic shit like robbing banks and blah, 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 right? We never really get a lot of backstory about them unless they're like a main villain, right? These guys are not main villains, but we're getting like a really well thought out and well drawn out background for them. We're just seeing that like, hey, people are people. They have reasons for doing the things that they do. Part of me, like, now I'm just like, man, I hope that they do successfully rob the bank. It's like, yeah, you're scaring that kid, but at the end of the day, like, you're doing what you have to do. Oh, that's fucked. Yeah, you're done. Oh, God. Oh, shit, that's not good. I know what those colors mean. I know what those colors mean. But really, I just wanted to stop to say, like, okay, the whole theme of last episode was, right, was like, do people deserve second chances, right? And obviously, Darkwing and Sinclair killing people, right? Taking people's lives from them is a different level than what Invincible is doing here, right? But these are two people, as we get to see their perspective, right? We know that they're probably good people deep down, probably worthy of redemption, that they were just forced into the situation due to desperation. But Invincible doesn't know that. And we're often seeing things from the hero's side, right? Where they don't have that full context, but we never explore the fallout. And that's what I really like about this show, that it's really good at subverting just common superhero tropes and then like diving in a little bit deeper to find like an extra little bit of realism that makes the whole show feel more human, right? That's what I love about the show. This is why this is like my favorite piece of superhero media out right now, except for maybe, you know, like Marvel Rivals, but that's a game. It's hard to compare the two together, right? But it's just so much more nuanced than what we normally see, right? Normally we have very black and white, good versus evil type things going on, right? But this show is way more than that, way more layered. Are we? Yeah. What other choice do they have? I mean, honestly, if they just turn themselves in, they might just get put in a cushy jail. And they might get to just like actually have their needs met, which is ironic. That's again just a flaw of the system, right? Oh shit. Is Oliver gonna kill one of them? Please don't fucking tell me. Because Oliver is not supposed to be here. At least that means they might get... no. You guys should have ran. You guys should have ran. Please don't fucking tell me Oliver is gonna kill one of them. Well, hopefully his humanity... Ugh. Well, it could have been worse, I guess. At least they're still alive, but Jesus, fuck, that's tragic. Dude, fuck yeah, this show is so good. I love this show, man.
You promised you wouldn't use your powers without me. You could have gotten hurt.
Or gotten somebody else hurt.
You beating a bad guys. But
It's
there was
not
a
cool,
pool of
man.
lava in your face, so I had to help. And I'm not using my powers without you. You're here.
Yeah, he got you there, buddy. You know, one thing I also want to mention, right? The thing about Oliver, and I know I've been hearing, you know, people that have read the comics and stuff that are a little bit farther ahead than I am. I hear that Oliver is not that popular of a character. A lot of people kind of really dislike him, probably just because he's so young and idealistic in a way that we can't relate to, right? But the thing about Oliver is that his viewpoint of what Marx does is very analogous to what I was saying before about like typical comic book tropes, right? He sees things as just strictly good versus evil. He sees Mark as just like this pure hero, right? But we all know that things are a lot more complicated than that, right? It's not Oliver's fault that he doesn't understand it. He's just too young to understand it. Even Mark, when he was 17 and he was getting his powers, was still too young to understand it. Until he had more life experience behind him and actually transitioned into being an adult, he had no idea how to process any of what was happening, right? He did not really have the perspective that he needed. That's the key with all of this, right? Just perspective, the ability to see things from multiple different angles and understand the complexities of the situation. And going back to what I was just saying about how this show is very good at subverting superhero tropes, right? Oliver sees everything through that lens of the superhero tropes, the traditional ones, right? So every other character around him is able to see the nuance, right? That's kind of the core issue with him, right? So while this show goes out of its way to play with these tropes, right? Manipulate them a little bit and delve in deeper to find a hidden truth, right? Oliver is incapable of seeing that truth. But everybody who watches the show is on board, right? We all understand what's happening, right? Like, okay, breaking down traditional superhero expectations, right? But Oliver is the thing that we're trying to like move past, right? We're trying to delve deeper through those things, and Oliver is just held back, right? So of course we're not going to relate to him, but he has an important role in the story, at least from what I can tell right now, right? And that's exactly what it is, that little dynamic between what we expect out of superheroes and what the reality is, at least the reality set up by this world.
Am I in trouble?
Yes, you should be. This is becoming more and more of a problem.
And what have I said about flying in the house?
I don't know, you might want to let him do that. It gives him a way to kind of use his powers in a way that's like not, I don't know. It's tough, right? Because you don't want to encourage him to use them all the time, but you don't want to stifle him either.
Asking him to not use his
That's exactly what I'm
powers
saying.
isn't realistic.
Yeah,
He's so young, Mark.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's tough.
He looks like a 10-year-old kid, but he's not.
I just want him to have a normal
Don't we all?
childhood. Or as normal as
Yeah, I was about to say that same thing.
I'll be careful.
I mean, I trust Mark, but at the end of the day,
And I won't let him hurt anyone else.
you say that, but you can't control that, right? Oliver is going to make his own decisions, and you're putting him in situations potentially anyway. If you're actually letting him fight bad guys, which I know Mark is not trying to, but if you put him in situations where he has to make more complex decisions, he's not going to be capable of making that. So you can say that like, oh, I'm not going to let it hurt anybody, but you don't know that, right? Oliver might make that decision, and we saw the seed of that idea planted in his head last episode, right? By Mark of all people. But you know, Mark didn't mean to do that intentionally, but like the effect that you have, and you know, it's the kind of thing with just raising a kid. Not that I know, because I don't have any kids, but the idea is like if you push them too far away from something, right? Their act of rebellion is just going to be to gravitate even harder towards the thing that you're trying to steer them away from, right? So it's a delicate balance that's really hard to find. And I don't know that they're going to be able to find it. They're trying really hard. But we'll see. I hope you do.
Eve? Oh my god, I thought
Hey,
that was
Amber.
you.
Amber!
I'm actually excited to see Amber. That's funny.
It's fine. It's really good to see you.
It actually is.
Oh, I guess I never
gets
really
it.
thought about superheroes having to learn to use their powers.
It's not all tights and fistfights.
That's a good line. So you're going to tell her that she's dating Mark now? Honestly, Amber probably would be really cool about it.
Yeah, Mark rescued them from this Angstrom Levy guy. It was rough, but they're all doing much better now.
God, that was after they broke up. So Amber didn't even hear about that.
He's still got in a huge fight, so Mark's on his own right now.
Kind of. He's not really on his own though, right? Why?
Speaking of Mark,
Uh-huh.
I should probably tell you something.
She's probably right to
You
tell
two
her.
are dating.
Oh, wow. I should just guessed.
It's okay. William told me.
Oh, okay. Never mind. She didn't just guess.
I'm happy for you both.
Yeah. I knew she
didn't
would
want
be.
it to mess up anything between us.
Honestly, I always wondered if you two would get together after we broke up.
Yeah.
It's obvious to everyone but us.
It was obvious to me. But the thing is, they just didn't have the opportunity, right? I said that before.
Our worlds were too different.
Yes, this is exactly what I always say.
You and him, that's where you both live.
Comfortable. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I do. in fact.
I also know what it's like to date Mark.
Wait.
There's this guy, Kyle.
Oh, she's talking about a new person. Hell yeah. Good for her. I really like that. Okay. Part of the reason I was so sure that Amber was going to be cool about the whole thing is that after how they've kind of messed her up in season 1 and how unpopular she was, they really tried to make an effort in season 2 to make her a lot cooler and to be a lot more understanding. And you know, like they made it a part of her character development, which is cool too, right? Because she understood that like, okay, maybe I was going a little bit too far with some of my criticisms of Mark, right? And honestly, I definitely, even in season 1, like I definitely related to where she was coming from, but I do think the writers did botch the execution of it a little bit. So it left a really bad taste in everyone's mouths, and I understand. But like ever since then, they've done a really good job of making her cool, right? understanding, accommodating, but also like realistically so, to where it doesn't just feel like suddenly she's a completely different character, right? They do make it feel pretty natural. So I'm glad that everything is working out for her, even though we probably won't see her very often. I can't imagine we will anyway, right? But it feels like, you know, however long she ends up being in the show, like at least we're leaving her off on a good note. I just hope she doesn't get Mara involved anymore.
And it doesn't have a pool.
It's a library.
It's ours. It's good to be home.
Again, by the way, we have Rex next to Shrinking Gray, right? We keep seeing them in frame together.
Old me again.
Yep.
Did I do that?
Yep, yep, yep. Setting us up.
It's pretty big.
She's smiling at his joke. Again, she's the one following and reacting to what he's saying, right? That's pretty much, I mean, obviously that scene was meant to introduce us to a new location, but also at the same time, they're very clearly going to be pushing Rex and Ray together, which, like I said in the first episode, I really appreciate, because she hasn't had a whole lot of depth, a whole lot of personality. She's just kind of been like a very vague, straightforward member of the team. So like, please flesh out her character, and please reward Rex for his character growth by like giving him a nice, healthy relationship for once. I would love that. That'd make me really happy for him.
We can find you a room before the others take first.
Again, in the same frame, talking to each other, right?
Window, right?
She wants to share a room with you, actually. Nice room.
Wow, this is embarrassing. I really didn't remember my old room being so.
You?
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
Hey,
Now that I know that this is his room, I love that nothing has been cleaned.
you've been a superhero since you were a kid.
Yeah, we don't know much about her backstory.
When
Not
my
with the
parents
team.
discovered I had powers, they went all in on it. Suddenly, instead of soccer in the
Mm-hmm.
backyard, I'm learning chokeholds and bomb defusals.
Hell yeah. Again, information about her we didn't know already. Good.
At least you
Good.
had parents. Mine
Oof.
sold me to the government for the price of a steak dinner.
I don't think I knew that
Same
about
ones
Rex.
who cut me open and grafted shit up and down my nervous system.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that does really suck. No wonder he acted out so much.
And everyone has fucked up childhoods.
Not like that though. Yeah, not like that. Honestly, I'm not gonna be I'm gonna be perfectly honest. My childhood was actually really really great. Now there are some fucked up things about my childhood, mostly just, you know, mental health things that I've had to deal with, but like they were not related to outside forces, which is good for me. I don't even really know why I'm talking about that. It's not really a big deal. I just was born to certain things, but like everybody has fucked up lives. My teenagerdom, that was actually pretty fucked up. I should shut up.
Man, I would have killed for a place like this when I was a teenager.
You're still a teenager. Actually, she might be younger than that.
Teen team was always a bit of a misnomer.
Yeah, he was never a teen.
We not going back to that, are we?
No,
I'm a grown ass man.
that's a good question.
He's right.
They're all adults, technically. They gotta come up with a good name, though. What's in there?
Amanda, wait, that's a pet project of mine.
Okay.
Sorry, it's
Fragile?
not ready to be shared yet.
Ah, that's fair enough. Oh, shit. Okay, what's up? Is she gonna
Or,
join?
You know, you could rejoin the team.
That'd be cool.
Thanks, but it wouldn't be the same.
It's not the same team, though. That's the whole point.
I can't believe Kate chose to stay with the Guardians.
I can. She sucks.
I'm moving back in with my folks.
I don't know about that.
Seriously? Why?
Yeah,
Those are
why?
my parents, and I need to fix things between us.
I mean, I get it, but,
Oh,
like,
and
her parents suck.
You want to be closer to Mark, right?
Would she not be close to the
I'm
Mark
not
living
such a
here?
Jerk anymore.
He likes you guys. It's his way of showing affection for you guys. It's different. Do they get to be cellmates? Yeah, it kind of doesn't.
He's Machine Head's empire, so you inherit his obligations to the Order. That's not how this works.
Well, it's a different guy, so he's gonna treat this situation differently.
Multi-Paul got himself into this mess.
Oh,
So
he's working with Multipol? Uh-oh. Oh, wait, he's working with... Hold on. The guy he's talking about is Multipol? Okay, so he's working for some mobster type people. That's not ideal. Interesting.
Or they replace you with the next guy.
Yeah, that's what you got to be concerned about.
Maybe Machine Head knew a thing or two.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was
Tell
successful at what he's doing.
I'll take care of it. I don't want to see his fucked up face in my city again.
That's not how this works, but
I mean, I ain't gonna tell him that, but
in your own words. Imply it. You can imply it. Aw. It's cool to see Mark just kind of like flying and enjoying living. You know what I mean? I love how he's swimming through the air.
I've been practicing stuff I saw on the internet.
Oh, wow. Way too young for that.
flying first, fighting second.
Yeah. Mark's also got to teach him like how to wield violence, right? Because even Mark is still trying to figure it out. I know he didn't really mean to threaten violence on Cecil, but like, you know, I definitely understand where Cecil was coming from. Granted, Cecil is paranoid in general. That's part of his job, especially because of the whole thing with Omni-Man. But also, Mark has to realize that just by being who he is, right, he wields a certain power, and not just literally his own powers, but that's part of it, right? People's perspectives of him are going to change based on what he is capable of, right? So like, yeah, if he gets into Cecil's face and starts yelling at him, Cecil's like, dude, you are way more powerful than me. I do not want this to escalate to violence, but I will defend myself whatever way I have to, right? So that's a very important thing for Oliver to learn, right? Because he just thinks of fighting as in like, oh yeah, cool, good guy fights bad guy, but it's like violence is really, really a complicated thing, right? And he's just not ready for it. He's not ready for it. Oh, no way. What's up, Art?
Remember our deal.
I know. No
Yeah,
using
you
my
can have
powers in
it.
public without permission.
It's my pleasure.
I love
glad to
Art.
finally meet the little guy.
Yeah, I haven't met him yet.
Kid Omni-Man is here.
Omni Kid. Yeah, that's not ideal.
He told me the O was for Oliver.
Costume's great. It's
Yeah.
the name that's the problem.
Yeah.
Why?
People are gonna hear that name or see that symbol and think of Dad.
I know. It'll be great.
No, you don't understand.
Dad did terrible things here. Things people aren't gonna forget anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
You said he's different now.
He might
Want
be.
to save people in this costume? They'll get it.
Maybe.
It's more complicated.
But it's more complicated than that.
It's gonna take a long time and a lot of work for everyone to forgive him.
Yeah.
Maybe someday that might happen, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, no, excellent.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I don't think he does.
I
But,
think
like,
so.
I don't know what else Mark can do. Right? Like, that was as mature and as honest and as genuine as Mark could have expressed that to him. But he's still very young. So, like, you know, I love that he said, I think so, and not just, yes, I understand. Because, like, he's not capable of understanding the full context of everything, right? He's just understanding, like, what Mark is telling him specifically, and that's it. But, like, that's all he's really capable of. But yeah, see, this is what I was saying earlier, right? Mark just needs to be that, like, strong, reliable, like, just good male role model for him, right? And we all believe that Mark can be that person. It's just that Oliver's his own person too, right? And there's only so much we can do for him.
It's time for a change.
In more ways than one.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
A fresh start.
I kind of like it. Yeah. Finally. Interesting.
You look amazing.
Yeah.
Feels a little serious.
It might be a little serious. Okay, so I've been seeing this outfit like all over the place. I honestly thought that it might be like a multi-dimensional, like a different version of Mark, because we saw that last season, a bunch of different multi-dimensional versions of him that all had different costumes and stuff. So I've been seeing this in all the promo material, and I was like, oh, please don't tell me we're going to have to deal with alternate evil, you know, version of Mark. But no, it's just his costume. So I'm actually very relieved to see that. I wonder what this means, though. Like, aesthetically, it's a shift. But what shift does it represent for Mark and his character, right? That's what I'm curious to know.
We can try out our new suits.
Not we, just me.
You can come along.
No,
but
bad idea.
I know. I won't fight. I'll
No,
just
keep
watch.
him away
Let's
from
go
there.
already. We're gonna miss it.
He has no idea where we're going.
Reminds me of another kid I knew.
I keep saying I love Art. I want to expand on that just because, again, we don't have footage of me reacting to the other seasons. I really like Art as a surrogate father figure for Mark. Like, he's such a sweetheart. He's a really thoughtful guy too. And they had that scene at the end of was it season 1 after Omni-Man left, where I'm just like, okay, Art, I really want him to step in and have a bigger role in Mark's life. They're so close, you know. And yeah, it's just good to see him. I thought he might actually end up with Debbie low-key. I honestly could see that happening. I think it would actually be really nice. Maybe he's a little bit too old for her, but who cares?
It's about time.
How did I not realize that was multi-Paul in there?
Then let's go get him, Mark.
Nope. You're not getting anybody.
I haven't figured out a new name yet.
That's fine.
I'm not calling you
I'm not
anything
calling
because you're not fighting.
Because you're just gonna stay here and watch.
Nope. If he didn't have to, okay. If he didn't have to fucking sit here and stop this kid from like getting involved, he would have been able to save those people, right? So Oliver's already holding him back. No wonder people don't like him. And he's still running in. His raining boy. Yeah. See, this is why you shouldn't have brought him along. He can't help himself. And now Mark's gonna fight with more force to protect him. And then he's setting a bad standard for violence again.
Are you okay?
Let him stay knocked out.
You didn't save one for me?
No.
You kidding me?
You're not supposed to
I
fight.
told you to just
How
watch.
often does he have to tell you that?
You either listen
Mm-hmm.
or you go home.
He should just go home. This kid can't help himself. He's too young, but he's too powerful. So, like, you can't stop him. That's the shitty thing.
You should get black currant.
I don't.
Dark cherry.
No.
Wet earth.
Wet earth. I get none of those things.
After our last date, I didn't think I was getting another.
Aw.
Paul, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. It
Yeah.
wasn't you. It was just.
I thought maybe you weren't ready to date again, which would have been understandable.
Yeah, it totally
with
is.
Everything you've been going through.
Yeah. I hope Paul's good for her, man. He seems
There's
like it.
that wet earth.
Uh-oh.
We've known each other for years.
What's she gonna tell him?
And I don't want to lie to you like Nolan lied to me.
Mm-hmm. It's informing her past trauma, informing her current decisions.
Nolan wasn't a travel writer, and he's not dead.
Damn. She's telling him everything.
So all that stuff in Chicago, that was Nolan and Mark?
Yes.
Yes,
And the new kid is from...
another planet.
Maybe I should go.
No, 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 no. She didn't tell you because she didn't want you there.
I'm just a normal guy with thinning hair and a bad back. I
No, that's what she needs. She didn't like him because he could fly. That's exactly who she needs to be with.
And I like your hair.
Yeah, it's not thinning. Thinning, calling it thinning is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I have like the exact same hairstyle. I'm looking at that. I'm like, that's not thinning. If his hair is thinning, mine is thinning. Oh no. It's not. It's not.
I know my powers make you uncomfortable. Sometimes they make me uncomfortable too.
Yeah.
But they're part of me, and they always will be.
If you truly love
So
me,
I'm asking you to finally accept that.
can you accept that?
Deliver ultimatums to your parents.
You're not her parents. She's okay. She's trying to compromise.
I want us to have a relationship because I love you both, and I know that you love me too.
Yeah.
But you have to accept me for who I am.
Or else it's not gonna work.
Otherwise, I'm not going to see you anymore.
Yeah. No, I love that for her.
I am tired of feeling like a freak and a failure every time I come home, and I don't
Yeah.
deserve it.
They make her feel that way. Samantha. Doesn't even use that name.
Oh, honey, of course we accept you.
You say that, but you haven't. You consistently haven't. But you know, if they're trying, they're trying.
It's a deal.
Yeah. I just want to give Eve a lot of credit, you know, because like, yeah, this is a fairly simple compromise, but like, she's not approaching them as a superhero trying to get acceptance from a not superhero, right? She really was trying to, you know, remove that context. Really, it was just a daughter talking to her parents as an adult, trying to set boundaries, right? Shit like that is healthy. So I really, really respect that she is going out of her way to do these kind of things. Even though her parents honestly don't deserve it. I don't like them at all. I don't like them at all. I've never I probably, if I was her, I can't imagine that I would do the same thing. But I respect her for trying. I just hope that it works out for her. If they can really rehabilitate these parents and like make me like them as characters, then like that's a real accomplishment, right? And it's just a testament to Eve more than anything else. I'll give Eve all the credit, you know, even the writers. Good for her.
Back.
Good for her, man.
You remember Paul, right?
Hi, Mark. Hi, Oliver.
They're still in costume.
These are we were at a comic book store opening.
No, he knows.
Guys gonna mate now?
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
You boys are on the news.
We are?
Oh no.
It was awesome.
No, it was not.
That's not us. How?
He knows. Why can't you just tell him that he knows?
You told him?
Yeah, there we go.
I once sold a house to a famous rock star and never told a soul.
Oh yeah?
Who? Not telling.
Exactly.
Exactly. Good. All right, I respect you.
Clearly inspired by Invincible. We don't know who this new hero is, but social media is referring to him as Invincible.
You're Invincible now?
It's the same person. That's interesting. I mean, we can talk all we want about like people not being able to recognize Eve as Adam Eve or Nolan as Omni-Man, but like he looks exactly the same. It's just a slightly different color suit and they think he's a completely different person. That's hilarious.
You look a little rough, though. How
Yeah.
are you doing?
He's not beat up, but
Where do I
you can
start?
see it on his face still.
But then we got home and I find out my mom told her new boyfriend my secret identity without even asking first.
Wow.
Yeah,
You have
she
had
might have
that
wanted to ask
day.
first.
How can I be a son, a brother, a boyfriend, and a superhero all at the same time?
Well, your girlfriend's a superhero, so you can just be superheroes together. That's the whole point, right?
People who depend on you, your mom, Oliver, me.
Way better off for having you
we're
around.
also here for you to depend on us.
Oh, good point.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
Invincible.
Cute. Yeah, I was gonna say they're being watched, right? I assume that's Cecil, right? I hope it's Cecil, not somebody else. Not somebody more sinister, you know?
Well, don't you think you're being a little paranoid?
Yeah, a little bit.
See it. The Lizard League tunneled into the base.
Oh, this is it. That's where they were. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was part of the cleanup detail.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
There was so much blood. So many parts.
Don't say that. Okay, I hate that phrase because it's like, yeah, sure, lightning might not strike in the same spot. Do you know it might strike the same spot? An earthquake, right? Like, it doesn't have to be lightning both times. It could be something completely different. That's not how lightning works. It's just a phrase. Told you. Obviously, that's what they were setting up. So, oh my God, no way. They're back?
That's the U.S. military for you. Always fixing things as cheaply as possible.
Despite the fact that they have billions and billions of dollars at their disposal.
Another stupid different bolt.
Wait, they designate them Maulers 1 and 2? That's funny. We're not supposed to know which one is Mauler 1 and Mauler 2.
Nukes don't go off from impact, idiot.
That's true.
They still hurt if they land on your head, jackass.
Oh, okay. Kind of a shitty team, actually.
And outclassed.
And out of luck.
And now I say something.
I love him. He's the best. Is that Run the Jewels? Yes, it is. Oh, it's from Run the Jewels 1. No wonder it sounded familiar. Oh, poor guy. He's the only one here that I like. Uh-oh. Is he stuck in that shadow now? Oh, okay. He pops out. Damn. They really did just beat the entire Guardians. They got their ass caked because they all suck. Yeah, that's the thing. You can choose to do so on your own, man. You're not doing it for Cecil. I feel like he's just kicked the shit out of the Maulers so many times.
Your sentimentality is gonna get us killed one day.
As if you don't also have that. You're the same person. Invincible.
Who the hell are you? That's Invincible. I saw him on TV.
I'm invincible, you dumbass. I just have a new costume. No, Debbie can't stop him on her own.
Oliver. Holy crap! Mark's there. Be hard. Oliver.
That dumb fucking kid. Yeah, no wonder people dislike him. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt and I still don't like him. Eh.
No one else will be able to either.
You think that nobody else is coming here?
The entire planet's communications network with our EMP missile.
You turned a nuke into an EMP?
To pay to use our shielded system instead.
Oh, interesting.
We're so much worse than supervillains now.
Are they?
We're
I can't help but agree. Businessmen are supervillains. Why is he not correcting them? Just tell him I'm fucking invincible. Uh-oh. That's not good. Wow. How did he get there so fast? How do you know how to get there? That should be Invincible. Is he already kicking shit better than Mark?
What are you doing here?
Saving your life?
I was worried you were dead.
No.
We're both dead.
You think Mark is that easy to kill? Why is Mark just like getting his shit kicked in? The Mark is still holding back even from these guys.
I can handle this.
You're not though. Well, now he's gonna lock in. Yeah, well.
I said get out of here.
Fine.
That's not the point.
Distracted me.
I'm not saying we're gonna lose, but
You're gonna lose. They're still gonna try to get their shit off though. Uh-oh. They're gonna have to go stop that.
I'm going after it. Go home now.
You heard Invincible.
Like I said before, you guys are in big trouble.
Yeah, Mark should not have left him there.
Usually murder children.
We'll make an
There's
exception.
always a first time.
Yeah, see, here's the thing too. Oliver's not gonna hold back like Mark does. Uh-oh. Mark really just left him behind, did he? Yeah, he broke his fucking jaw. Yeah, he's not down. Not down for the count. What is Mark's plan here? Yeah, it's gonna happen to you too. Damn. That's cool. Whoop. Whoops. I love that they did that side by side. It just kind of showed the parallels between the two, right? Mark destroying a piece of machinery in order to save lives, but Oliver destroying a being, right, in order to save lives, right? Because this line that Mark was way too scared to cross for a lot of his early life as a superhero, because he was older and he understood the ramifications of what he was doing. Oliver, like I said, I've been saying it over and over again. He's going to kill somebody. It's going to happen, right? And happened very, very quickly. Because I said this literally last episode was the episode where Mark accidentally placed the idea of killing people that threaten you in Oliver's mind, right? And it's too late. It's already there. You can't get rid of it now, right? And even though it was an accident, still kind of Mark's fault, unfortunately. Yeah, see, the kid doesn't understand. Yeah, how can he even talk with that jaw? His jaw's so fucked up.
Too late.
Mark's gonna walk back and they're both gonna be dead. Damn. Is that the end of the Maulers? Because usually one survives, right?
You.
Oh, God. Covered in red with the Omni-Man symbol. Mortal's gonna know what that means. And Mark passed out for a sec. He's gotta get back. By the time he gets back, it's too late.
I didn't mean it.
Yes, you did.
Accident.
You said that's what happens to people. Uh-oh. Cecil's gonna take him.
They're just stunned, Oliver.
Oh, wow. That was way more human of a response than I expected.
Even superheroes aren't used to seeing kids do something like this. But I know you were just trying to help.
Wow. Okay. First of all, wow. Really impressive that Cecil was approaching that from such a human angle. But also, if you're a Mark, you got to be like, okay, where the fuck was that when we were talking before? Like, you should have extended me that same sympathy, that same empathy, right? And yeah, like, he should have.
I'm just here to clean up your brother's mess.
Yeah, he wasn't, like, chastising.
Looks like you've been trying to hammer the family business.
Of killing people? Yeah. Cecil actually was legitimately just trying to help.
What? I stopped them, didn't I?
You don't...
Sky, now.
Yeah. Now there's two of them.
Why are you so mad?
Because I don't kill people.
I beat the bad guys.
You killed them.
I didn't mean to, but now they won't hurt anyone else.
Yes, you did. You punched right through him.
Listen to anything Mom or I said? We don't kill.
The kid doesn't understand.
So I tried to help you, and now you're mad at me?
Yeah.
Oliver.
Because you didn't listen to a single thing that anybody said. No wonder people don't like this kid. Mark is really not trying to catch him. You can fly way faster than that, bro.
Damn it, when did you get so fast?
Mark probably just didn't want to put in a huge amount of effort.
Just listen, okay?
Yeah, that's his problem. He doesn't fucking listen.
You can't just kill people and pretend it's no big deal.
You killed the guy who broke Mom's arm.
That was an accident.
And he didn't like it.
Oliver, it's wrong.
Why? You and Mom say I need to be responsible with my
Yeah,
powers.
you're not. That's the problem.
Responsible to make sure that the bad guys never hurt anyone else?
Life is precious. We don't just take it.
It's not precious. People
Yeah,
kill
it is.
each other all the time, and most people aren't even special like us. They're just normal.
Yeah, see, he thinks he's different. They are, but they're not at the same time.
Just like Dad.
Yeah.
So?
He wanted to be like his dad.
You act like you know everything, but do you ever think that maybe Dad was right?
You have no idea what's going on, kid. And you know Mark doesn't want to think about that, right? I really like how this is tying in with Mark's own personal trauma with, like, trying to figure out, like, what the lines are that he should be drawing. And also, again, I keep saying this over and over again, right? Just trying to figure out, like, how much like his daddy truly is, right? Even though Oliver, yeah, I get why everybody hates this kid, because oh my fucking god. It'd be nice if he listened to a single thing that anybody else said ever, right? And I don't know. It's just, this kid has superpowers from a very young age, right? And he has more power than most people with superpowers. And you can do what you can to instill him the idea that, like, he is not better than other people, but, like, in a lot of ways that's just strictly not true. But at the end of the day, life is life, right? You should value life equally regardless of how powerful that life is, right? Death is a fundamental part of life for all of us, right? And it's not something that should be taken lightly. Even I, like, if I hear things about real life people that I didn't like or that I didn't think were good, and I mean, like, famous people, I don't know anybody, like, close to me that has died. You know, like, people I didn't like in real life or anything like that. I'm talking about, like, famous people, people who are just, you know, bad people for various reasons, right? I still can't help but feel a little bit of sadness for just the loss of human life. I value it so highly, right? But, like, it's a nuanced thing, and the kid's just not going to understand it. And, like, everything that Mark has done to try to push him to be better, he is bounced back the other direction, right? As like I said before, you can't push a kid without expecting pushback, right? So it's very hard to figure out like when you should lean into it or when you really got to discipline them. The problem is you can't discipline this kid because he has all the same powers that Mark does. Mark is just, you know, more used to using them and is just generally stronger. Debbie can't do anything to stop him. It just sucks. It just sucks. But it's really important for the narrative of the show that this is all happening, right? Hey, Eve.
Oh, I am so sorry. I can't believe I'm late to our first date.
It's okay. I saw the news.
No, it's supposed to be special. And
He wants it to be special.
Stop.
She understands.
How this works.
Yeah. This is not Amber.
Really.
Yeah. It's a relief, right?
So lucky.
And this is what she was saying before, by the way. It's just like, it's not just us that rely on you. Like, you can rely on us too, right? And she's able to be there for him in a way that Amber isn't, right? Because she's much more adaptable to these situations. She's much more used to them. Amber, like, couldn't just because of who she was and what life she lived, right? So this thing that was a problem with Amber suddenly isn't a problem with Eve, and suddenly that's releasing tension from him, right? So he actually is truly able to rely on another person, right? As much as Amber wanted to give him those things, she just wasn't able to, right? Now suddenly Eve can.
But Oliver followed me to the missile silo. He saw the Maulers attacking me, and he just killed them.
Had a second thought.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, maybe killing the first Mauler was an accident, but the Immortal told me the second surrendered first.
Yeah, he did.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Because what can you do?
He's just a kid.
That's the problem.
Powers he doesn't know how to control yet.
He doesn't seem sorry or upset about it.
That's the problem.
Just like my dad.
Aw.
I don't know what I'm doing, Eve. I don't know how to raise a kid like Oliver.
You're not supposed to. You're his brother, not his dad.
Secret identity to her new boyfriend.
Dude, it's okay. You and your mom are going to get through that.
You lost your dad, but she lost her husband.
And you're filling both those roles now. You're his son and the man of the house, right?
And yeah, she told Paul who you are, but honestly, who is he gonna tell? Who would even believe him?
Yeah, she's right. But he needed this, right?
Probably still looking for Mount Rushmore.
Sounds about right.
Aw.
This is a weird first date.
They haven't even gone on the date yet. That's the funny part.
I've had worse.
This is why Eve is so good for him, though. He really does need her.
Want me to take over?
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, she's gonna try to take pressure off of you, man.
You wash, I dry?
Works for me.
Oh, cute.
I'm sorry I was mad about Paul. You need someone you can talk to.
Yeah, that's not just Mark. Because again, like Mark can only handle so much, right? Yeah, exactly. He gets it now. He gets it.
I should have talked to you about it first.
Yeah. It was a very impulsive thing for her to do. Yeah, no, seriously. Neither of them knows how to deal with the situation. They've never been in it before.
You told Mark that life isn't precious, that it's okay if some people die. Is that really how you feel?
Yeah, excellent question.
Kinda.
Do you think my life isn't precious?
Just because she doesn't have powers?
I died?
Of course I'd care. I don't want you to die. I love you.
I love you too. But think about all the other people on this planet. They all have friends and families who would be sad if they died. So just because you don't know these people doesn't make their lives less important. Do you understand?
The Maulers didn't have friends or family.
You don't know that.
I understand. I won't do it again.
You keep saying that, but you haven't listened to a single thing that anybody has told you to do yet. Yeah.
I do, Mom.
No, you don't.
Okay.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. He thinks he does, but like, you know, he is still a kid.
Gotcha.
Damn. Okay, that's not Cecil.
Mark, what was that?
I don't know.
I don't think Cecil would program that to blow up. Not to the degree where it might actually hurt Mark and his family, right? Cecil probably wants to keep an eye on him, but I don't think he would want that thing to explode so close to the house, right? Like, I don't know. That might still be Cecil's thing. Oh, we're going to see who it is. Okay, never mind. Is it Cecil? Or is it somebody else? Someone's spying on him. Yeah, that can't be Cecil, right? This is complete. You gotta be fucking kidding me. No, you're not bringing this guy back. Fuck you. I know it's an alternate version of him, but like, god damn it, man. Do we really have to deal with fucking more Angstrom Levy? I hated that guy. I think he sucked. He was necessary for Mark's development, but like, I hate him as a character so much. Ugh. All right, let's move on. All right, I feel like I've a broken record with all these things, right? But really just trying to contextualize the whole Ollie thing, because he really is a parallel for Mark and just like what Mark could have been like. if, you know, his mother didn't instill the love for life, love for humanity around him, right? And as scary as it is that Oliver is taking so much after his father, it also just kind of shows us how much Mark is not like his father, right? So creating that separation, hopefully at some point, it does make Mark feel better about the fact that he is not really like Omni-Man, right? Like, this kid is more like Omni-Man than Mark is, and this kid is still redeemable, right? And that's one of the key things too, because the whole Cecil thing is set up this idea of just like, are people redeemable? What are the levels that, you know, make someone irredeemable, right? And that's what that whole intro sequence with those two guys, I don't even know their names, but, you know, the two guys that lost their home, became criminals, got put in jail, right? The whole common theme is that the reasons that people do bad things are not always driven by bad emotions, right? And that's still the case with Oliver. Even though I don't like the kid, and I understand why nobody likes the kid, I still believe from the bottom of my heart that he does not have bad intentions, right? But that's what everybody says, right? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. It doesn't really matter what his intentions are, right? His actions carry different weight. That's the thing that he as a kid is just struggling to understand. And I respect that. I do respect that. And like I said, Oliver is so important functionally to this story that even though, like, yeah, the kid is not very likable right now, he is just very important for reinforcing all these themes that we keep seeing over and over again, right? The theme about how precious life is, the theme about whether people are capable of or deserve redemption, right? All of the things that Mark was not able to learn from his father, he's now having to learn as a surrogate father to this kid, right? And it really isn't fair to Mark that on top of all of the responsibility that he has as the world's strongest hero and as a kid that's really just still transitioning to being an adult, that he also now has to be a mentor to a kid that got his powers way before Mark did, right? Did not have anywhere near as much time to learn and grow and become kind before being thrust into the superhero world, right? It's just really rough for Mark. But again, Eve is such a saint. Oh my God. Stuff like this is why Eve is so important to me and why she's my favorite character. She was just so ready to be there for him, right? She could be there for him in a way that nobody else really can. And she's like so fucked up herself, right? She has her own fucked up things, but she's consistently fought them on her own. And she's consistently been able to grow, right? And help people around her grow. So like, she's just a gem, an absolute gem. And he really needs her right now. I hope that everything stays good. You know, with Amber, you could always tell that it was getting to the point. It was always going to get to the point where it just was not going to end up working out. With Eve, I don't know. I hope it's endgame. That's what I've always wanted it to be. I always felt like that would be the case, but it could be another tragic thing where he ends up losing her for whatever reason and then suddenly have to move on without her. I just hope that doesn't happen. I love her too much and I love them together too much. But anyway, we're finally done with the first 3 episodes. Next episode comes out in just a few days. I have a lot of editing to do. So again, I apologize in advance if we have a kind of a weird release schedule here. I'm just trying to get through all the episodes as quickly as I can, especially because I'm still working on OMNI Alchemist as well, and trying to keep that on schedule. I'm almost done with that show too. If you like that show and you want to watch me react to it, like, by all means, you can either start at the beginning, although there's a lot of episodes, but if you want to rewatch the whole thing, like, by all means, I would not complain to have you, or you can just kind of jump to whatever episodes that you like, whatever episodes you want to see my reactions to, if you have favorites or anything like that. Yeah, I'm very close to finishing that, and I'm probably going to introduce new shows as well. Invincible, my goal is to have it in a slot like Friday or Saturday, like after it comes out, however quick I'm able to edit it every week. So these first few will be at just like whenever I can get them out, but eventually I will get to that point, at least for this season. But I will be starting new shows in the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood slots of Monday and Wednesday, right? So that's the idea anyway. We'll see how that ends up working out. It's all still a work in progress, as is everything that I do here. Okay, so if you want to support everything that I do here, best way to do that is to hit the buttons for me. You know the ones, the YouTube buttons, like button, comment button, subscribe button, bell as well. I can't thank you enough. I will see you next time, but until then, good night, sweet princedom.